Hey guys, welcome to another T-Gun Productions review. I'm T-Gun, and today I'll be doing another video. Just firstly, I know I didn't do a video on the weekend. I'm sorry about that. I had work and I had a sore back and wasn't able to record anything. But my back's feeling a little better, so I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to do a video. And I didn't really know what to do at first, but now I thought, may as well just do a video on these 5 guys of my Batman collection, or my Batman villains. Because as you might know already, I'm planning to do a whole bunch of DC characters. So, as you can see on this display, Bat Family's up at the front, Justice League and other Teen Titans and stuff like that up at the back. Then I've got these 3 of the Batman villains, and then I have the last 2 for the Justice League villains and stuff. So, for this video, I thought I might do a video on my old Deathstroke, my newish Scarecrow, newest Hush figure, Hugo Strange, and Zsasz. Zsasz is one of my favourite minifigures up to date. So, let's start off with the review of these figures. So here we have one of my oldest minifigures, Deathstroke. So as you might tell, some of the printing is starting to come off, or some of the details are put on. But yeah, I will be redoing this figure because this design is starting to get a bit old on me, to be honest. But yeah, so let's first start off with the helmet. This helmet was a Mandalorian helmet, and so as you can see, I've made it black and orange to divide out. I actually pretty like this eye on him. I did have an earlier design, but it turned out terrible. So, I had this one, and I've been using this for my last 3, I think, 3 Deathstrokes. So yeah, this is actually starting to get old. I might try and do something different. His head, is actually a Superman head. I know it's pretty terrible. Made that red, black, whenever his face design, and it's terrible. I only made this head because I was going to do this old series, and Deathstroke would have been the main villain, and yeah, I never ended up doing that, so I just stuck this head underneath him there. Now, his accessories, he's got a sword, like katana, silver blade, black handle. And this was actually brown sheath, which I made black. It was originally going to be for this Deadpool, but I didn't want it on there. And yes, I did get some Desert Eagles for him to replace the silver guns. So yeah. Now, another accessory that he has, I did a Brick Arms order a while ago, and I bought a few of these belts because for my Rick minifigure, I actually bought Rick one of these belts, and I bought a few of them. So yeah, unfortunately this doesn't hold his Magnum very well in it, but that's alright, I guess, for the moment. So yeah, he's got a pouch there, 2 more pouches. He can hold something there, and he's got his handgun in there, and yeah, and it's got 2 little pouch things there up at the front. Now, coming to this minifigure himself, on the back you can see spine details, shoulder, the strap where that goes around, and the back of the old belt that was printed on. Like I said, I'm not really happy with it now, and everything's coming off. You can see the back of the details. If I'm not mistaken, these are actually double molded boots, so yeah, I'll be careful when I take all this detail off. But yeah, I did some orange. Here you have like his old garden holster, and just some orange details, his belt. You can see his armor, and yeah. So that's pretty much it for this Deathstroke. Like I said, I'm not really happy with the design now. So, I think I will redesign him at some point. Because I really do like Deathstroke. He's one of my favorite minifigures. Or favorite characters, I should say. But yeah. Alright. Let's move on to Hugo Strange. So, this was one of my newest minifigures. It was pretty simple. The only hard thing was deciding where I would put everything up at the front here. Because I was going to try and do an A like in Arkham City. But that didn't work out, so I just did normal A. Then I also tried doing the Arkham Asylum look. That didn't work out, so I just stuck to this design. And yes, I know in Arkham City, his badge is over there, but I actually prefer that clipped up there. As you can see, I've got some wrinkles in it. And he's got his 3 clips. And, yeah, it's a pretty simple figure. Yeah, so I gave him this needle, because I thought it would be appropriate, since he's pretty much like a professor, or whatever. But yeah. So, as you might tell, I actually based him off of his Arkham City outfit, because I think Hugo Strange was a very good minifigure, pretty cool character in Arkham City. When I first played Arkham City and first saw him, I was like, I don't really like this guy. But as I've played the game like over 100 times now, I've actually grown to like this character, and he's one of my favorite villains. He would probably make, is my 10th favorite Batman villain. We'll say that. And I think when I make all the Batman villains, I might do a top 10 villains showcase. Or like top 10 villains, saying my top 10 villains. But at the moment, yeah, he's my 10th favorite, I reckon. But yeah, his arms have nothing really on him, on their arms, because there was nothing really to do. So I've just left him. He's got his black gloves, and he's got his black boots and black pants underneath his coat. But yeah, like I said, he's a pretty simple figure, and also with his glasses, I try to keep him accurate. I've put in his cheekbones, and I've also put on his grey glasses. But yeah, and I've seen his look. Now that I've looked close at him, I'm not really happy with his new look for the Return to Arkham, but yeah, we'll just see how they go. Maybe they might have improved it, but who knows. I still prefer the original, I reckon. Alright, let's move on to Scarecrow. So, Scarecrow's another character who I was always a bit meh with. He's not one in my top 10 favorites, because I just don't find him that interesting. But he's grown onto me a little bit after Arkham Knight. But like in Batman Begins and stuff, I didn't really like Scarecrow because, yeah. But who knows? That might change in that. But yeah. Anyway, so he's got this black hood, which this chin part has been cut off for a while. Originally he had a brown hood that was like this, but just in brown. Because I actually had this piece all black, and I think the black's starting to come off in some areas, so I'm gonna have to go over that. But yeah. Now, if you know those big buildable Jedi / Sith figures, this was actually Obi-Wan's cape, which I cut up and made into his trench coat. But yeah, so this was his original hood. But yeah, this is his thing of fear toxin, and he's also got his needles and stuff on his arm there. These legs are actually just the Hank Pym legs from the Ant-Man set that came out, which I thought would go. This head is actually from the 13, want to say Scarecrow head, and this torso is all custom by me, my design. Like, he's got different tubes, and he's got his belt, and he's got that full of fear toxin, and yeah. So that's my Scarecrow. And by the way, guys, most of my figures will be my design, or the Arkham series based, or different designs. Like this Joker over here, completely my own design. But yeah. So let's move on to Hush. Now, Hush was another simple figure. And I just want to say, Scarecrow and Hush don't have any back details. That's because they have these trench coats. But yeah. So Hush is finally done. I've had his torso and everything done for ages. This head design was the reason why it hasn't been done until now. Now let's just start off from the bottom. So these legs were actually my old Falcon legs, like from Civil War. I originally had his legs like that, but I've gone over all the other details. I made it black, and he's kept his grey boots, and he's got his brown belt and that. Now this Hush is actually based off of Arkham City. And yeah, so I've had this trench coat in this colour for a while now, because originally when I first saw the Luke Skywalker picture, I thought he had like a trench coat sort of robe, like what the Jedi had in the prequels, but I was wrong, so I haven't used it in a while. So I decided to use it on Hush. I gave him dark tan arms with black gloves, as you can see. This torso design is actually based off of Arkham City. His gun is actually one of the guns that came with my Deadpool minifigure. I believe I have one of these lying around though, because the Deadpool came with two. Now this head, I'm not going to remove this mask piece, but what I did to do the bandages, first I start off with the head underneath. I think, don't quote me on this, but I think the head was actually originally a Superman head. I got rid of the mouth, and I redid the mouth, and I've kept the eyes. Now, what I used for the actual mask was one of these ski masks. And I've got about 4 of these. And yeah, I wasn't really sure how I was going to do it. I didn't want to sculpt it. I actually tried using just whiteout on his head, but that failed, and I've destroyed the face because of that. And whiteout's pretty helpful for if you don't have paint, like me. Like, I'm trying to work on a penguin. At the moment, I've just got this penguin here, just for the moment. But yeah, this whole stomach section of my penguin I'm going to be working on, that's all whiteout. That's just laser whiteout. So yeah, whiteout's pretty helpful for customizers who don't use paint. So yeah, I turned one of these ski masks into the bandages. So I made this all white. Then I went over with different bandage designs. And I gotta say, it was pretty fun just doing it without any guide to go off. I could just put the bandages anyway. But yeah, so now he's one of my favorite figures. Pretty simple, but he's a pretty cool figure. And I also put some white onto the actual head underneath. That's why I don't want to move the mask, because it will scratch off that whiteout. But yeah, so that's Hush. And I gotta say, when I showed my mum this figure, she quickly turned her head away going, oh no. So she said that this figure looks creepy. So put in the comments below if you think this face and that looks creepy, because I think that was part of what I was going for he looks creepy. But let's go on to Zsasz. Now Zsasz is one of my favorite minifigures that I've made. I don't know what it is about him. Yeah, he looks pretty simple, but he's one of my favorite minifigures. In fact, he's one of my favorite in the top 10 and that. Like I said, I will do a video on my top 10 Batman villains as soon as I finished all of the minifigures, because not all of them are made yet. But yeah, so let's start off with the torso. The torso I've had done for ages. It was one of my earlier torsos that I've made. So all I really had to do was put on all the scars on him. As you might tell, this is based off of his Arkham City design. And a little bit of my own design. So for his arms, yes, I know they're a bit loose. I might have to redo the design, some more arms, but oh well. So I did his arm brace things that he had in Arkham City. Now, yes, he had a similar design in Arkham Asylum, except he had shorts, not long legs, pants things. So yeah. So you can see I've got the brown going around. It's got elbow pads, and it's got these weird gauntlet things with orange in between. He's got little cuts on him, and they're in different places on each side. And his legs he's got 2 belts, he's got knee pads, and the brown designs go around. And I really like how his legs turned out, just with that crisscross there and stuff. I didn't even mean for that crisscross, and that even turned out better than what I was hoping. Now for his head, by the way, I've equipped him with 2 combat knives, and I've got blood on them since it was only fitting. Now for his head, I didn't know what went on the back of him, so I actually just did my own design. So I just did big cuts like these, but just massive, and then I did little ones around him. Then on the top, he's got the 4, like in like in the Arkham series, and I've put a little extra on by his eye there, and I also try to make his eyes menacing, since he's a murderer. You know, he's just a family-friendly guy who you want in your home, because you know he might end up killing you and your family. Just a family guy. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching this video. It feels good to finally be doing a video, not an update video like I have been. But yeah, over the holidays I'm going to try and do a whole lot more videos. Hopefully start my Lego Batman series. I'm going to try and get some green paper so I can start green screening and trying that out. And yeah, so put in the comments below who's your favorite out of these 5. I don't blame you if you don't like this Deathstroke. I don't like this Deathstroke anymore, and I can't wait to redo Deathstroke and show that off to you guys. But out of these guys, I reckon Zsasz, Hush, I reckon all 4 of these guys are pretty good. They're my latest, 4 of my latest figures is alongside Edward Nygma, aka Riddler, Ra's al Ghul, Joker. I actually have 2 versions of Joker, and Two-Face. They're my latest villains, pretty much. And yeah, I also want to show you guys, I'm nearly finished Zoom. I just have his lower half of the mask to do, and then he's done. So then I can show him off, as well as I also need to fix up Flash and finish him off as well, since I'm doing a whole new design. I also got my Green Arrow in. This is Lego Officials, which I've ordered green van braces and a dark green quiver. So he's going to have some updated parts. I also have a Green Lantern finally. I also got a blue Nightwing. Even though it's not released, there's a eBay seller online which is selling these. And I've got blue van braces for him. And yeah, I still need to find my Batgirl that I have, because I want to put the Batgirl face on there, and I also want to make Stephanie Brown Batgirl. But yeah, here's a quick custom I want to show you. Now, 3 of my friends I made figures for. One of them made a Sig Fig, my friend Adam, so I've made him a Sig Fig of him. And then my other 2 friends, one of Lego Matt Damon. This is one of the Matt Damons I made, just in a tux, and the other one was in like a brown leather jacket. I think it was like from Jason Bourne or something. So my other friend, I already gave the other one away. This is one I haven't given away yet. So comment if you like my Matt Damon minifigure. Try to keep it close to him. And the bow tie is not the best in the world, but that's the best I could do. And my friend, I've shown him. He loves it. I still need to give it out to him. But yeah. So next time I see him, he's getting that. I'm also working on a Star Wars 7 Rey, like from the end of the movie. So I've got that. And her torso is somewhere. Here's her torso. So that's my Rey so far. And yeah. So thank you guys again for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Comment, like, and subscribe. My next big review will be on the back case. So I need to go finish up the first aid area and the training area and whatnot. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Alright, bye!